The front of the shoulder is usually what's restricted and shortened, but most people feel more of the pain in the back of the shoulder. But the true cause of the problem is usually in the front. It throws off that delicate balance of the shoulder. I found that pain that's in the rhomboid area in the posterior side. In many cases, this is caused by a muscle underneath the rhomboids called serratus posterior superior. This muscle, if it becomes too tight, has the ability to displace a rib. Ribs should slide back and forth in their track. If this muscle pulls it out of place, the ribs can't slide, and then everything starts getting affected, the surrounding tissue. I don't know why this works, but if you could extend the person's arm above their head and then palpate and feel the ribs should feel like a wave. In many cases, you'll find a rib that doesn't feel quite symmetrical, like it's not like the others. So if it's an odd kind of feel or if it sticks up, apply pressure to that area and then ask them, is this a lot more sensitive? And they'll always say yes. I consider that to be a mountain. Instead of trying to push directly on top of the mountain, I'm going to go alongside of it and go through the fascia. Here I'm using my fingers, but you could use your knuckles, forearm, heel of your hand, and go down through the layers of fascia, probably a good 4 or 5 minutes minimum. As the fascia starts to soften, then I'm going to add about 10% going towards the base of the mountain, 90% going straight down. As that releases in the next minute or so, I have this sense that I'm going right through the mountain, and then everything will start to let go. Then when you go back and palpate that rib, all of a sudden you'll feel it's nice and smooth. Many times the person could actually take a better breath. Follow the area of most resistance, but in many cases, the default position would be going towards the hips. Underneath the rhomboids, which is serratus posterior superior. This attaches to the upper few ribs. And sometimes when it gets stuck, it literally has the ability to pull your rib out of its track. So if you were to look at the ribs as sliding back and forth in their track when we breathe, a lot of times what ends up happening is that these muscles get so tight and they pull the ribs out of its place, so it doesn't slide like it's supposed to when we breathe. So when they don't slide, then they get stuck, and then everything else starts getting affected too. So this area becomes so hypersensitive. So by placing the arm overhead, or on a stool, or as close as you can to going overhead, and I found by going this way, it's not quite the same way, but going down, what I'm going to find is I'm going to find 3 areas. The most lateral is usually most sensitive. So the first area is going to be about C7, and I'm going to go down to the lower thoracic vertebra, just off the spine. The next area is I'm going to be going this way, but I'm going to angle myself towards the pelvis. Then the third is I'm still going to be medial to the scapula, and I'm going to be angling towards the pelvis. A lot of times this third one is going to be most sensitive. Do not bounce off of this. Try and go through these speed bumps. I guarantee they are there. In a sense, what you're doing is that the ribs literally are going back into their place. It's not a spinal adjustment. The muscles are literally relaxing, so the ribs will actually slide back into the track where they're supposed to. The key to this one is using your sensitivity and work with the person. So it's a very small little area right in through here. So the first one is going to be just off the center of the spine into the spinous process. I let my body weight do the work for me. So primarily elbow, maybe with a little bit of forearm, and I'm only going to be going down to this area here. Pressure okay?
Yes.
Can you handle any more?
Maybe a little.
Not too bad. Next area. So here's the spine of the scapula, or here's the scapula. So now we're going to angle ourselves towards the hip. How's that one?
You're right at the edge of where the pressure is.
Do you feel any referrals going to the front or anything?
No.
I've just got to crawl with this. I cannot go too fast. You'll bounce over those speed bumps. Halfway there, and once you get past the lower ridge of the scapula, then go to the next spot. If you're slow enough and sensitive enough, then you only have to do it one time. You don't have to go back and do it again. Okay, so now here's the medial border of the scapula. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go just alongside that scapular border, but I'm still on the edge of the rhomboids, going towards the hip. If you have a tendency to fall off, you could actually even cup your
A
hand
little too much.
around there. Better? Or still too much?
Still, yeah, still a lot.
Still a lot,
I'm
wow.
actually feeling that. I'm feeling right up
She
into
feels that into the trapezius. Now, what we're going to come to halfway down the scapula is going to be the lower portion of trapezius. And it is a major, major speed bump. So when you get to the mid-scapular portion, know that it's there and do not bounce off of it. Try and go through it. It's just like a speed bump in the parking lot. So we're going up the side of that mountain. We go to the very peak, and instead of bouncing off, I'm going to go even slower. Pressure right?
Mm-hmm. In the front here.
Yeah.
Feeling it referring up into the jaw now.
It refers into the jaw. How about that? Interesting how it's all connected. She's actually pulsating, her muscle is right now. It's thinking about it. It's like with the arm overhead, it's actually trapped. It doesn't have a choice. It has to let go. See how slow you have to go with this? Pressure, all right? There we go. And I find this on everybody. I actually kind of bounced off of that last one just a touch, but boy, was that something.